Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark movies.
And I'm Benedikt, and I was in the Hallmark movie.
And this
I
is
want a spin-off.
He wants a spin-off, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Here we go.
Oh,
Here we go,
boy.
Dan.
He's demanding a spin-off, Brand.
Of the finisher line.
The finish line
Beyond
two.
the finish
Beyond
line.
the finish
That's
line.
pretty good.
That's exactly
We just had
right.
to brainstorm it. We would
What
have
a
gotten there.
treat this is,
Yeah.
Brand. All the way from Iceland.
Yes.
We have...
Which we knew.
We
he didn't
knew
have to tell us that. We knew.
he was Icelandic.
Yeah, we knew it.
I could spot that Finnish accent a mile away. I was like, that guy's Icelandic.
Yes. It's way off.
Yeah.
We have Benedikt Gröndal. Did I say that correctly, sir? Benedikt Gröndal?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Great.
Wow.
Awesome.
How about that? Now, can I ask you this? How many interviews have you done with the American press?
This is the first one.
First one. Look at us. We did it.
Yeah.
We did it. I love it. Benedikt, you're
The first and the most important one.
the
That's
most
right.
important. See, he gets it.
One
So,
day when you win your Oscar, you're going to go up on that stage
Yeah.
and you're going to
you're going to be like, I'd
thank
like to
us.
thank the boys from Deck the Hallmark
That's right.
for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, I'm gonna thank you guys.
That's
right.
exactly right.
Now, Benedikt, I don't want to hold you to this, but I believe that you did at some point when we were messaging on Instagram, invite us to Iceland for a party. You did that. You invited us. Is that
I
offer
did,
still good?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
You're all invited. I will cook you dinner, and I will find the party for you. And
Wait, you'll
or
find
have
a party. Yeah, why are you not going to you're not
Yeah.
going to throw the party?
I'm gonna too. I'm gonna throw a party and find another one the day after.
He's going to do both.
Yeah.
You're not going to go to
Yeah.
Iceland for one
No.
party. We got two.
Yeah.
But Benedikt, I will say this. This is a true story, guys. Not only is he Lavi in The Finish Line, and he's so funny and so good in that movie, but he also was kind enough to invite us to Iceland, which is unbelievable.
which is really
Like,
big
I
deal.
mean, come on.
You said you'd make us a meal. What does that meal look like?
What's the meal look like?
What would
What
you
do
be
we-
making for us?
Wow. There has to be some kind of meat, some kind of maybe Icelandic lamb.
Lamb? Okay.
An Icelandic
Lamb, yeah.
Icelandic
Yeah.
lamb.
A whole leg of lamb or beef, some kind of a big meal, I think.
Big meal.
That
I
sounds
love
really
it.
nice.
Benedikt, have you ever been
yeah.
have you been to the States? Have you been to the United States?
Yes, a couple of times. I've been to Washington
Okay.
and to and when I was young, I went to Indianapolis.
Wow, those are the two biggies.
The two juggernauts. That's what people think of.
They're like, if you're
Those-
going to come visit the States, Indianapolis, not that there's anything wrong
No,
with
we love
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
We
Yeah,
love
we
Indianapolis.
love Indianapolis.
That's right.
No,
Absolutely.
well, my father was in the Lions Club. Do you know that?
I have
The
you
Lions
mean like the
Club?
Lions Club, like the thing? That
Yeah,
that
it's like an
sell the mints?
international. Pardon?
All I remember the Lions Club
No,
from
it-
is I would go to these restaurants and they would sell these mints sponsored by the Lions Club. I don't know if that's the same thing or not.
Yeah, they're like it's like an organization that they raise money and buy stuff for hospitals and all kinds of that.
The
Okay.
Lions
And they
Club
had like
International.
international.
Hmm.
Yeah, they had like an international convention in Indianapolis, and I went with my parents. And my father had to go there.
That was your first experience in the States?
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. Your
How
father
old-
had to go in? Go
How
ahead.
how old were you?
Maybe 12, 13 or something.
Okay, so old enough to be disappointed.
No.
Finally, that TV
What? I
show.
didn't hear the question.
Yeah.
Right.
What is something that you can't believe in the United States? Like, is there anything like usually like when I talk to people from Europe, it's like, why do you need a 55-ounce Diet Coke or like a giant steak? Was there anything in the United States that you're like, you wish they had in Iceland or can't believe that we do here?
Yeah, I, why do you put chlorine in the water?
Ooh, do we put it in the drinking water?
Yeah, I went to a restaurant in Indianapolis. Maybe it's different
Yeah.
between states, and I got like Coke with some ice cubes in it, and there was like chlorine.
There's
taste. And I was like,
chlorine
what?
in the water.
That sounds like an
Yeah.
Indianapolis thing. I don't.
It sounds like a Michigan thing.
Yeah, don't listen. We don't lump us in. We got
Listen,
great water here.
We
in
in
South
Greenville,
Carolina.
South Carolina, we have great
Yeah, I
water.
thought
But yeah,
so.
that's interesting. That's an interesting take.
That is
Yeah,
interesting.
that was kind of my first experience with it, and I was like, I found it so weird. But
It's fair, more than
I,
fair.
I can't really because the states are so big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard question, you know.
Yeah.
Of course,
I mean,
there's
so
sorry.
no, you're fine. So then you went to Washington D.C. You've been twice. Are you? Have you had any opportunities? Possibly has the Finish Line opened up any doors to do more with Hallmark or possibly act over here in the States? You think?
Not yet. But I'm always working on auditioning, and you know, so hopefully there will be more. And I would love to work in the States.
I have no doubts, Benedikt. I have no
No
doubts
way.
that it is going to happen for you. Let's go back to the beginning and kind of how you got involved with acting in the first place. What were you like as a kid? Was acting something that you were like? Were you always like putting on little shows for your family, or did acting come a little bit later on in life?
Well, yeah, I didn't know when I was a kid. I didn't know like acting was a possibility as a profession. But I was always, you know, role playing and putting up some shows and playing instruments. But I don't play any instruments now. But I was always kind of performing and trying to make my mom and dad laugh and doing all kinds of things. And I was just remembering a few days ago, I had like this cassette tape which you could record on it.
Yeah.
And I used to you know get the TV program and read it. You know, the next you'll be watching you know, Jack the Hall. So and I had like half an hour tape of that, just me, nothing else, just presenting the TV program.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really bizarre and weird.
No, it's
that's
not.
Not even that.
It's like Dan and I would both kind of do. We call it
play
playing
radio.
Yeah, we would like introduce a song like next up on the radio, and then we would play
Chumbawamba or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be
thumping.
anything.
Yeah,
I just
and then we
said
would kick it to
Chumbawamba.
it. So
Yeah.
it's like we would all do it. I don't know if we would all do it, but all
Yeah.
of us, all the weirdos would do it. So you're in good company.
Yeah, it is for sure.
I'm so glad to hear it.
How much, as a
Yeah.
kid, how much like media did you get? Like, what kind of movies were you watching in Iceland as a kid? Like, what kind of Hollywood movies? Like, what do you remember? Like a specific movie that you saw that you were like, that movie is amazing when you were a child?
Yeah, one of my first like earliest cinema memory is like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, great one.
Yeah, because I grew up in a place like a small 2,000-3,000 people next to the Blue Lagoon, if you know
Yep.
Icelandic geology. And we were like an hour from the Reykjavik, the capital, and where the cinemas are. So my
So you
parents
had to
took me to
travel,
see
and I'm
Jurassic.
sorry to interrupt you. You had to travel 1 hour to go to the cinemas as a kid.
Yeah.
Wow, man, what a special trip, though.
And we
Oh my
did-
goodness.
Yeah, but we're used to it. My grandparents lived there, but my father, because my grandmother and lived in the States, in Boston, so we had all this connection to the States and like American culture. So my father was really good at showing me things like things that he found funny, like the Marx Brothers,
Yeah.
Laurel and Hardy, and this and I found I really early on, come to think of it, really early on, I really connected to this silly what do you say, silly, stupid humor that maybe doesn't make any sense.
That's the best kind.
So that's what I think. Like the Marx Brothers, like Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh yeah, Mel Brooks. Yeah,
Mel Brooks. Thank you, and like a Conan O'Brien.
Yep.
Brandon loves Conan
Love
O'Brien.
Conan. Big Conan fan.
Absolutely. Yeah, me too. He's my favorite. So there's I was always, like the kids in my class didn't really know the Marx Brothers or all this comedians. So I was really later on, and now I'm really happy to have been introduced to that. That's a real influence on what I find funny and my humor and my acting.
That's
awesome. Benedikt, before we go any further, I have confirmed through our producer, Aaron, that Indianapolis does add chlorine to their water. So one, you know more about the States. You know more about the United States than we do. Two, I'm sorry on behalf of Indianapolis for that experience of poison.
No, I mean what? Then I went to Washington D.C. and that was much better. And
Yeah. So you've got, when you went to school, did you study to become an actor, or did you study to do something else and then found that you could be an actor later on?
No, it's like then what happened is, like, when I was 10 or 11, my grandparents took me to the theater for the first time. And on stage, there was a guy from my hometown. And then I realized, what, you can do this for a living?
Awesome.
And then, I think I was, about 11. Then I knew what I wanted to do in life. And I just set the goal to become an actor. And when I was about 19 or 20, I applied for all kinds of different schools. And I got accepted in a school in Denmark, which is like a theater school that emphasizes on comedy, like clowning and all physical comedy.
And did you learn how to clown?
Did you learn how to clown?
What kind of clown were
Not
you?
this. There are like two types of clown. There's like the circus clown, this slapstick clown that is really famous.
Yes.
But then there's this theater clown that doesn't have to be physical, doesn't have to do anything, but you learn this set of rules. You put on a nose and you follow the rules, and that clown is what do you say? A truth teller. He always say the truth, and the truth is going to be funny. Will be funny, and the clown can't lie. And what you do in that, you when you start that in the beginning, you give birth to your own clown, which is an exercise.
Wow.
You put on a nose. And getting really technical here. You put it on a nose and you count to, let's say, 6 or something, and then you pop up, and then you're it, and you start talking to others, and you have to follow like all those rules. You always have to wait 3 seconds before you answer, and if you make a mistake, you have to repeat it 3 times, and the mistakes always have to get larger and larger until it's something, and that set of rules and that clowning gave me a lot for the comedy, like, because of you have to be really accurate and really in the now, in the present, and you have to listen, and it opens up a lot of spontaneity. What do you?
Spontaneity. Yeah, that's right. You got it.
Yeah, and it gives you a lot of freedom.
Wow.
Yes.
Did your clown have a name? Did you have a clown name?
Yeah, my clown is Peter.
Peter the clown, of course.
Yeah.
Peter the
Yeah.
Icelandic clown. I mean, listen.
Yeah.
What a name.
That's amazing.
What a name.
Outside of clowning, like were there other type of like workshops that you would have to go to, or was it?
Yeah, it was like normal acting, and there was like mime, acrobats, mask, all kinds of mask workshops. Commedia dell'arte. Have you heard of that?
Comedy of the what?
The Commedia dell'arte is like Italian mask.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Comedy. No. Oh, that's a whole episode. No.
That's a whole episode.
Yeah.
That sounds
No,
really.
Comedy dell'arte is like.
It sounds awesome though.
Sorry?
Like getting to go to school and just learning all these different types of comedy. Like I think for the most part we think of comedy and we just think of you're
famous
just,
funny people.
You're funny.
Yes.
But you got to learn the ins and outs of different types of comedy, which sounds really amazing. And I imagine it was really fascinating to learn that, especially as somebody who grew up kind of idolizing these different comedians.
Yeah, it was like I didn't see it at the time when I was learning it, but all these different styles, like with time and when you grow up and become more more experienced in your craft, it's like it merges and you use without knowing you use something from all these techniques and. Like in the Finnish line, my character was like this comic relief, and without knowing, you're like I'm taking parts from all of this, and using the clown techniques without having a nose, but that comes like naturally with our thinking, and yeah.
So
and the comedy you watch. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. That's my
no,
fault.
no,
Benedikt.
Yeah, I'm done.
So the Finnish line was your first English speaking role, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. You were, first of all, you're amazing in it, and you're really funny and have a natural comedic timing that feels like something that it took a while to master. I'm looking, your IMDb list of the shows that you've been on, all are Icelandic productions. I've never seen any of them. Is all of your experience in acting, is all of it comedic? Like, are all of these shows that you were on, like Ordinary People or Happily Never After, were you always doing comedy, or have you done drama as well?
I've done the Ordinary People. That's kind of that's a comedy. The other ones are dramatic.
Okay.
Like,
specifically in the Finnish line, it just seemed like you played so naturally off of that entire cast. Like, it didn't feel like you were trying to do English speaking acting for the first time. It felt very natural, like you were really like used to speaking English to tourists, like it was your job. What was it like? How much time did you get to prepare with the cast there in Finland? Because I know you went to Finland to film the movie. How much time did you get to prepare with the cast? And then did they give you any leeway to do like ad-libbing, or did you have to stick to the script pretty strongly?
They had shot a movie here in Iceland a few years ago, so they had like connection with the Icelandic crew, and a friend of mine who was the casting director. She just sent me a message and invited me to this audition. That was like 3-4 weeks prior to the shooting, and 2 weeks prior to the shooting, I got the part and got the script, which I read, but there was like this 1 or 2 days that the whole of the cast got together and read together, but I couldn't because I had this theater performances that I was a part of. But me and Dustin, we talked together, and he told me what he wanted out of it, and just it was basically just to have fun and play the part. And I kind of was a bit, lucky, and it was my audition was like what he wanted, and he mentioned it. Yeah, what he did in audition, I really liked that, and what I did was like I just tried to focus on what I found funny, which is like we talked earlier on about this American comedy, and what I found funny, and I tried to challenge that. And when we started shooting, I connected quite fast with Kim, Bo, and Nicole, and they are amazing. It's so great to work with them. And me and Nicole were like doing a lot of scenes together, and she's a genius. But the rest of the cast was like Icelandic, and then I know them very well. So immediately I found that I trusted all of the cast, and that's really important when you step into a project like this, or TV or theater. When you trust, you can, and you feel that they trust you, then everything is like good. And I always gave Dustin more than he wanted. I totally went off the rails a lot of times, and he's like, "Thank you, Benny. It was really funny, but Hallmark is not going to approve of that." And that was kind of my mantra, if you know what I mean, in this film, to do more than less, and then so they can pick and choose. Wow. Or and we all got like permission to ad lib.
Wow.
And, and we didn't have to, sometimes of course it's important to say the exactly the thing that the script said and what was written, but sometimes it was okay to go off script, and as long as the meaning was the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just
so
I have to make sure I have this correct, Benedikt. You got the script 2 weeks before they started filming, and then the days that the cast all read the script together, you were not there. So the first time that you're acting with Kim and Bo and Nicole, it's for the actual movie? You had no prep with them at all before then?
No.
Wow.
I met them. We had dinner together the day before, and then just the morning after, or something. Yeah, I think it's morning after. We met on location. There were like 7 days here in Iceland, 7 or 10 days in Iceland. Then we went to Finland. Yeah. So
wow. That's unbelievable. That's like remarkable. Like we talk to Hallmark actors all the time, and we hear about how they usually have about a week together to build chemistry. The fact that you met them the night before and had this chemistry with them, that's a real credit to you as an actor, because that is very difficult to do. And it seems like you did it pretty easily. So kudos to you, man. That's a really good job.
Thank you. But I can't, of course, I can't take all the credit. The other actors and the crew was like that. I think also it's like what the difference between the Finnish line and other Hallmark movies and all the movies. They're like we had like 15, 16, 17 shooting days,
right?
Which is not much at all. and so we had to like work hard and quick a bit, and without losing the sincerity and the heart, and the losing the side of the story that we're trying to see. But the fact, I think, because of how fast we had to do it, we had to, okay, this is the team. This is the team that Dustin chose, the actors and the crew. So we had like, we didn't have time to, oh, I should get to know them a bit. We had to like just jump in the pool, the deep end, and from the beginning just had to trust and all together work and work towards the same goal. Yeah. And what I always try to do as an actor, it's not maybe a popular opinion, I don't know, but I really try, of course, what does the director want and where is he going? If you know what I mean, what on which road is he going? How is he telling the story? And I'm, as an actor, I'm just a puppet. I'm his puppet, but and he has some strings, but I have a lot of strings, and I do all kinds of things, and he just can pick and choose. Because it's always easier, I think, for directors to get more and tell the actors to tone it down a bit. I think that's easier than trying to get more out of an actor.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense to me. Do you know, we were silly to assume that the bulk of this movie was filmed in Finland. That was a silly assumption.
I thought it was
the
all
finish
from
line, the finish. Why would it be filmed there when you can film in Iceland? Why? Do you know why so much of it was filmed in Iceland with just a little bit in Finland for the movie that's, supposed to take place entirely in Finland?
I think more of it was shot in Finland, though. There's like few locations, inside houses or something that were shot in Iceland. But I honestly, I think it's the relationship that Hero Productions, Dustin's and Andrew's, production company. I think the connection and relationship they have with the Hero Production is the Icelandic company. The relationship that they have from their last project they did in Iceland. Because of that, they had a lot of trust, and they knew, and Dustin and the American crew, they knew that the Icelandic crew could work hard and fast, and I think that's the main reason. And because I wondered myself.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Fair.
So, yeah.
Benedikt, if you could pitch everyone, and when I mean everyone, I mean Hallmark. If you could pitch Hallmark on why we need The Finish Line was my favorite movie of the holiday season for Hallmark movies. What can you pitch Hallmark on The Finish Line 2? And maybe it's you and Nicole are the leads in The Finish Line 2.
Yeah.
Can you pitch that right now? Can you sell that to me?
Okay, just hang on a second. Wait a minute. Here we go. Lavi and Nicole's character. I'm thinking now. Just think out loud. Yeah. They get married.
Okay.
Yeah, and for their, what do you call it in English? Their
honeymoon.
Honeymoon.
There it is.
They go to Iceland.
Oh.
And there's a volcano drama.
Whoa.
Volcano drama.
Are you with me, guys?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Lavi is lost in the lava.
Lavi's lost in the lava? got an audible gasp from producer Aaron Shea.
I'm in.
Who's
I'm
very
in.
excited about a lava movie.
I heard it and I love it.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know if you know, because we the last 2 years, I think we've had some around 10 to 15 volcanic eruptions
Oh,
Wow, I did not know that.
in the south part of Iceland.
that seems like a lot.
Seems like a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
A
But it's
country that's about the size of Indiana. That's a lot.
Yeah, but and the volcano eruptions, all of them are really close to my hometown, which I mentioned earlier. It's called Grindavik. It's near the Blue Lagoon.
Yep.
So they had nobody lives there anymore.
Wow.
2,000 to 3,000 people that had to move away because and a lot of houses are damaged, and they're volcano cracks in the town.
Oh my gosh.
And we had one worker fall all in a crack. Very sad.
Oh my goodness.
Very sad. So sad.
He just
And,
threw a Trump
just
impression
do a
at us. He just did he just out of nowhere did a Trump impression.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No. We got to hear this in all its glory. Give me the whole thing. Go ahead again.
Yeah, it's their fault. Yeah.
You hear that, America? Everybody, in America listening? This is what people think of us right now.
Yeah.
This is it. People around the world. This is what they know.
Democrats who did this. Yeah. No,
Amazing.
but Lavi and I'm so embarrassing. I can't remember Nicole's character.
We can look that up. I'm sure. Don't worry. But none of us know it either. Don't worry.
Okay. And I got ADHD, so I don't know what I'm doing right now. So
It's Elsie. Is that right? Or Elise?
yeah,
That sounds right.
Elise, yeah.
Elise.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Does Elise save you? Does she save you in this movie, or do you die?
That's a good question.
Well, I mean, if we called it the Finnish lava with one end, he could die.
Yeah.
I don't
that's
know
tough.
if that works for Hallmark, but I mean, I don't know if they got the budget for it, but I'm here for it.
We maybe trick the audience, and they think Lavi died, but Elise saves him.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Or Lavi goes to South America for Christmas, and it's called Feliz Navidad.
That's pretty good. That's not bad either.
Yeah?
That's not bad
No.
either.
Yeah,
You came with that just now?
Just now.
Man, you're good.
yeah.
And you didn't even go to clown school.
I didn't go to clown school or nothing. Not
You
the
just
3
came up with
seconds
that right
in.
now.
Feliz Navidad. I'm just saying. Doesn't have any volcanoes, but
Lavi goes to South America to learn Spanish.
Look
look at this guy. He's got all the voices.
Dan, really quick before we do rapid fire, can you do your clown birth real quick?
My what?
Your clown birth.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
What, can I get it on 2, please?
Yeah, that's it. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
You like that? That was good. Yeah. Feliz
How
Navidad.
How would you rate that clown birth? Was that a 10 of 10?
Yeah, 10 or 10.
Thank you. Thanks, Benny. I appreciate
We're
Yeah, at least. Okay. I'm with you. Wait, we can't stop here. We have to go all night. Feliz Navidad. It's a Hallmark movie where it turns into the South America soap opera.
Oh, like a telenovela.
Telenovela. So in the last half an hour, it's all in Spanish.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lavi is learning Spanish, and it turns into
Dude, how many languages do you speak? I'm just curious. Like, how many languages do you know? Is it just Icelandic and English, or is it more?
English, Danish. Everybody have to learn Danish in Iceland,
Okay.
and a little bit of French.
And a little bit of French. Wow.
Yeah.
Bonjour, oui, oui.
You know what I did is I thought in Iceland their language was Icelandic. That's what I said. Do you speak Icelandic? Because I'm stupid.
Well, is that not it? Is it not
No,
Icelandic?
Dutch, right? Did you say it was Dutch?
No, it's Icelandic.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
good. All right.
It's Icelandic.
I thought he
used-
basically was like, no, we learned Dutch, and I was just like, man,
They have
Okay.
to learn it.
So you Icelandic, Dutch, and English, you speak all three fluently, and then you speak a little bit of French.
No, Danish, not Dutch. Danish. From
Danish.
Denmark.
Sorry, Danish.
What
excuse
are you
me.
doing, Dan?
Man, I could have just said, I could have said nothing.
You didn't have to say anything.
I could have said nothing.
We would have been fine.
Felice Lavidad, you remember that? Those were good times.
All right.
weren't
All right. As quickly as this clown was born, he's dead. It's tough. It's been tough.
Oh,
It's been tough.
No,
man.
but he all his mistakes makes him the clown. because
That's
he was
right.
bad.
3 mistakes. See? Just
There
need
you
one
go.
more.
There you
Brand,
go.
you're good at speaking English. There's my third one.
Let's do rapid fire.
I'd love to do rapid
Yeah.
fire.
We are each going to ask you 3 questions. They can be about anything, and you have to answer them at whatever speed you really want to. It's less about the speed and more about the fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah,
bi- Oh wow! I don't know if we've got time for that. Benny,
Okay.
your favorite American food that you've ever had?
hamburger.
Hamburger, like just a cheeseburger with like everything on it.
It has to have cheese, bacon, pickles,
Yeah.
and lettuce,
Lettuce. Yep.
tomato,
Yep.
and some kind of mayonnaise.
So like mayonnaise. So no ketchup or mustard, just mayo.
Yeah. Also that it kind of
Load it
can
up.
have
Load it
ketchup.
up. Put it all on there.
Load
for
it up
Benny.
for Benny.
I love it.
Load it up for
Great.
Benny.
No, you can't. Hamburger. I love food. My brother's a chef.
Oh wow.
Hamburger can't. My hamburger can't be my ultimate favorite food.
That's your
So,
ultimate favorite food.
Yeah, top 5 or something.
Wow.
Top
So it
five.
has
We
to
love
be-
a good
so it has to
cheeseburger
be-
here.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
do like cheeseburgers.
So I'm very, very picky on my burgers.
Did you see the Will Ferrell Netflix Eurovision movie that took place in Iceland, and what were your thoughts on it?
Somebody listening? No. Uh, no. I found it some parts great, some parts and the whole I liked it.
And the whole, you liked it.
Yeah.
On the whole, you liked it.
But you're
It-
always kind of everything at least for me, everything I see, I'm always like analyzing and okay, why did they do that and this and this and this? But after the movie, I was like, I like this. It's great.
I just can't believe they made a comedy movie that takes place in Iceland without Benny.
Without Benny.
It could have been.
How'd they not
It
call
could have
him?
been Will
It's
Ferrell
unbelievable.
and Benny
Yeah.
tag team.
It's
That's what the world
unbelievable.
needs.
Yeah. Benny, if you could act in a movie for one director, who would it be?
Oh my god. One director.
You broke Benny.
Oh my god, can I answer you like in 6 months? No. I think I would say I think Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. Wow. It's a great answer. A clearly big influence on his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great
Because
answer.
he's from that old school, but he has been working in comedy all his life, and his movies were like great influence on me.
Wow.
But when we finish this talk, I will probably loads of directors come in mind.
Mel Brooks
Yeah,
is
great.
Mel Brooks will be 100 next year.
Wow. I don't think you're
True
going to get that
story.
movie with him, but
Hey, you never say never.
never say never.
Clint Eastwood directed a movie at like 94.
He did. When was the last time Mel Brooks directed a movie?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to
Let's
that.
get one more.
let's
One
get one
more
more.
and get Benny in there. That's
He
all.
actually hasn't directed in probably 30 or 40 years, but he produces a lot of stuff.
Let's get one
So,
more.
One more for Benny.
One last time.
One for Benny.
One for Benny. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all that we want.
I love it.
Benny, in an alternate universe, you are not an actor. Rather, you are a professional athlete. What athletic sport would you sport in?
As opposed to the non-athletic sports.
That's exactly right. What are you playing? What's your sport?
What is a non-athletic sport?
Don't worry about it, Benny. Just answer the question.
Whoa. Okay.
I love the voices.
Okay. I don't know if you know this sport. It's really I think it's popular everywhere except for in the US. It's called handball.
Team
I know
handball.
about
We
handball.
love team handball. We don't love
Yeah.
it, but we do know it.
We
here.
know it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We know handball.
I would love to do that. And I would also like to try, American football.
American football.
I like that.
Okay.
I
Wow.
like that.
All right, Benny.
I think
For 10 million US dollars, the tallest mountain or hill or whatever in Iceland, you have a full dog sled team. Could you get the dogs down the mountain and live? Could you stay alive and get the dogs down the mountain?
from the tallest mountain in Iceland?
Yes.
Yes, I think I could because it's not that tall. So
Well, there's
No.
volcanoes. There's got to be some mountains, right?
yeah, it's surprisingly small ones. you know.
Okay. Fair. He thinks he could.
Uh,
I think he could.
does that mean I could prepare, or am I jumping on?
The tallest mountain
Would
in
I-
Iceland, according to Google, is, I'm not going to try to say it, but it's 6,923 feet, which is not too terribly high. It's HVANNA.
Let me try my hand. Vana das Schnarger.
Vana Dalsnuker. Vana
pretty good.
Dalsnuker? Vana Dalsnuker. Vana Dalsnuker.
I think you've got it.
What's the first name? First letter?
HVA.
Anna Dalsnukur.
Vana Dalsnuker. Of course. You got it.
I think I was the closest
I
right
got
out of
it.
the gate, but yeah, I was pretty
Bing,
close.
bing, bing, in the class.
All right, last question is this: if you could go anywhere in the world that you haven't been yet, where would you go?
I think the first country that came to mind is Japan.
Mhm.
Ooh.
But I really want to go to Boston
Boston.
because my grandmother grew up there, and my great grandfather was a professor there. So I have this like connection to
Yeah.
that city. It's not good. You're,
No, I mean,
No,
wait,
it's a great
wait,
city.
wait until you hear what they do to the water. It's nuts. There's tea all up in that joint. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No, that's a great
It's
answer.
a great city. It's a great American city.
I
Benny.
haven't been to Boston.
You've never been to Boston.
I've been to
You grew
outside
up
of
in
Boston
Maine.
when I was a youngster, but not in the
Man.
not in the deep thick of it.
You got to go.
But
Gotta go.
Yeah, you. How about
That's-
this? We come and visit you in Iceland for a party, then we meet you in Boston for a party.
Keep the party
I think
going.
that's fine.
Okay, that sounds so perfect.
Benedikt Gröndal, you
That's-
have been an absolute champion. Oh, my
Oh.
bad. You were on a delay. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
You were talking about something in the earlier. What I find strange about America, like for me, I'm in Iceland, so I've been to most of the places in Iceland, and you said you haven't been to Boston. For us non-Americans, we think Americans have been to all the places in America.
Nah.
We don't quite realize how big America is.
Yeah. It's well, I looked up when you said how Indianapolis is in a big state. I saw that like Iceland is like 39,000 something square miles and Indiana is 36,000 some square miles. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a little bit, and I don't even like Indiana is not one of the bigger states. So like it's pretty crazy to think about that, and you try to go to all the big cities, but there's so many places in the United States. But all I know about Iceland is Reykjavik, clearly. I mean, so like that. So I would love to just go to Iceland in general, just to go.
We got a party.
We got a party. I love it.
Throw us a party. This was so much fun.
This was
so
great.
Do we have anything else for the people?
I don't think so, but Benedikt Gröndal, you from the Finish Line, Hallmark, if you're listening, let's get this guy in a movie, whether it's Felice La Vida or not, but maybe it's something else. Maybe it's just they film in Iceland all the time.
Sure.
Chris Palaha went out there for the Christmas
did.
Quest. A Christmas Quest 2, and the sidekick to Chris Palaha is Benedikt Gröndal.
Now we're talking.
I mean, it sells itself.
You're on fire.
He's on fire.
It sells itself. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. You've been an absolute blast. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, me too. It's such a pleasure, and anytime, guys. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And until next time, I'll be the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas.
Hallmark's The Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.